You are watching Co-op for Two, broadcasting live from Champaign, Illinois, April 26, 2023, Wednesday night around 11 p.m. And today we are playing a Deadbolt Mystery Society box, sort of at the last minute. We're going to play this box. We've talked about before why, because I want this off my shelf. It doesn't fit in. It's an unusual size for the Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes. So I don't expect this to be the best of the Deadbolt Mystery Society. So if you want to dip out halfway through, be my guest. Let's check in with the chat. Jonathan was asking, Ginny and Jonathan are both here. Jonathan's asking, what was the name of the film where the kid grows up thinking his dad's medical dummy is real? I recommended it before, and I did watch it, but I've forgotten the title. So I was thinking we might talk a little bit about this box, which is called a double feature. 2 mysteries, 1 price. That's another reason why I suspect that it's... I don't know why it didn't turn off the comments. That's another reason why I suspect these aren't the best. Like, there's a reason they released 2 in 1. I suspect they're not going to be the best. Anyway, the 2 double features are Ventriloquist and Howl at the Moon. And I gather that they're meant to be sort of like if you went to a double feature or drive-in movies. So I was looking at horror movies with ventriloquists and stuff, and there are a couple famous ones. The one I recommended, and I put recommended in quotes because it's a very creepy, sort of disturbing movie, is a movie called Pin. That's the movie you're trying to remember the name of, Jonathan. Pin was 1988, and it's very creepy. It's creepy in one of those ways. Occasionally you see a movie, and you're like, this isn't quite fiction. Like this is too odd that it's not based on, that someone's not bringing in their real life disturbances into the movie, and that's one of them. There are some other famous ones, though. Some campy, some scary. The one that I was prompted to rewatch when I went searching on the internet was a movie called Magic with Anthony Hopkins as a ventriloquist operator. And I take it that I've seen it before many, many years ago, decades ago, and as I remember it, it's more of a psychological, like he's a disturbed person and he slowly loses it. And then there are some really campy, weird, science fiction-y ventriloquist movies. Like the one I remember, not quite ventriloquist, is Puppet Master, which has got these animated puppets that are coming to life, etc. All right, anything else to catch up on before we get started here? Normally I let the channel vote on these last minute streams which Deadbolt Mystery Society box to play, but this time, since we kind of voted last time we played, but we didn't end up playing a Deadbolt Mystery Society, this is what we're playing today. I did recently post a video reviewing and looking at the Lights, Camera, Murder Postmortem LA new book version of a game that we played on the channel. So you might want to check out that video. And to coincide with that, I've made the 3-part video of our playthrough of Ghost in the Machine from London Gothic. If you'll remember the long history of that, it's their brand new game, came out last year in the Postmortem series. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective style game. We played it. We enjoyed it over 3 sessions. It's quite long, but then it had some bugs and the company decided to withdraw the game and remake it, fix the bugs. And so they asked if we would take down the playthroughs to not give people the wrong impression. They've since, 8 months later, however long it is, delivered those new versions to people, and people are playing them now. And so I didn't put it up publicly, but if you go to the YouTube channel and go to playlists, you'll find a new playlist section on the channel for Call It For Two, and it's like decommissioned or unlisted videos, and there you'll find those 3 playthroughs if you want to check them out if you didn't join us for them. But I suggest it's probably most useful for people who have now got their hands on the new version of the game and want to play it and then want to watch the videos to see how it compares, what they fixed, what's different. I would be very curious to hear from someone who plays the new version and has the stamina to watch our playthrough, how it differs, what they fixed. All right, so before we open this, if there's anything interesting, any projects you guys are working on, you can let me know. Before you do, while I'm waiting for you to do that, I just thought we'd look at our master list here of Deadbolt Mystery Society games. So this box describes the 2 games separately. It says, this box was never part of our monthly subscription service. It was released as a one-time box combined with Howl at the Moon. So not part of their normal subscription. Released as a one-time box. Difficulty rating 6 of 10. Both of the games in this box were rated at 6 of 10, which is on the lower end of the ones we played. For example, we played Down the Rabbit Hole last. That was a 7 of 10. And I guess we don't need to know anything more. Oh, and 2021. All right, let's see. Chat says, Pin is definitely disturbing. If it convinces anyone, though, its ending is not completely bleak. Possum. I don't know that movie, Possum. I'm going to rewatch Magic, the Anthony Hopkins one. Possum, never heard of. I may check that out. I've been watching a show called Barry lately, which I am really loving. It's got a sort of a Breaking Bad vibe in terms of breaking expectations and character arcs and stuff. It's really quite good. And I did finally record a video going through Mug Book, which is over my shoulder there, the 1984 game that was clearly inspired by Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Super rare. I went through it in detail. That video will be up soon, and I hope that we'll be able to play it on the channel soon. And you can see next to that is that white box, Be the Detective, that I just purchased. That's a cold case type game, and we may play that quite soon. Maybe we'll play it this weekend. I'm not sure. Okay. Chat says Barry's good. Ginny says, I figured Barry based on your song recommendation. That's... So Ginny has been watching Barry and remembers. So in one of the episodes of Barry, there's music that's used, a song called Davy Crockett, which was so good I went and looked for it, and it's by a band called the Head Coatees. There's 2 bands of that name. They sort of spun off from each other. I really love the song. I recommend it. It's quite catchy. All right, let's open this up. The other reason we're playing this today is I need to get my sleeping schedule fixed. I have been waking up closer to daylight hours lately and going to sleep early, and it's not good for me. I need to be up at night. So hopefully this will fix my schedule a little bit, and hopefully I won't be too tired for this. All right, let's read what this says. Okay, it's our standard introduction from Deadbolt Mystery Society, telling us to play everything, that we'll need QR codes, and we can get hints online. Okay, just everything normal. Okay, let's see this, though. What does this say? Crime in Valley Falls is at an all-time high. Valley Falls is one of the top murder rates in the country. The number of missing persons cases has more than doubled over the last year. Crime overall is up more than 20%. City officials are in a state of panic about how to fix the problem. More and more citizens have started relocating to other towns, and for the first time since its founding, Valley Falls has seen a decrease in its population. Desperate times, in this case, certainly call for desperate measures. The Will Street Detective Agency has been the most consistent consulting partner to the Valley Falls Police Department and are known for their impressive solve rate, especially on those cases that are a bit stranger and more eccentric in nature. The mayor and the city council have taken notice and have started a special initiative to close more cases quickly. To that end, they've enlisted your help to serve as part of a joint task force dedicated to cold cases, cases that are urgent and highly sensitive, and cases that their officers are ill-equipped to handle, i.e., those really weird cases that nobody else wants or has the ability to solve. They've named this initiative the Criminal Reform Union for Specialized Hazards, or CRUSH for short. The initiative's purpose is to clear out the backlog of unsolved cases, both active and inactive, and rid the streets of as many villains as possible in the shortest amount of time. Your connection within the police department will be Detective Owen Clark. He's known as the detective who doesn't play well with others, and also one of the most brilliant minds in the VFPD. He's been appointed to head up the CRUSH initiative and will assign the cases to you that he deems most appropriate and suited to your skills. Detective Clark has two very unusual cases that he has for you to solve. The information for both cases should be in front of you in the box that's been provided. Go into this with an open mind and close these cases. Good luck. So there's our guy, Clark, Owen Clark. We're working with him. And we're going to be working on two cases, but probably just one tonight. John says this is setting up the universe. There's a lot of world building in these Deadbolt Mystery Society games. Valley Falls is the town that gets reused a lot. The Will Street Detective Agency is a detective agency that we work for in many of these cases. And this is setting up another little spin-off. Here's this coin, some metal coin. And occasionally if you go on eBay and you try to buy used Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes, what you'll see is people selling the boxes and then they'll say the game is unplayed, but it doesn't have the coin or the collector's card. So people are they want to keep their coins and collector's cards. Not all the games come with coins. Sometimes you buy a game on the officially from Deadbolt Mystery Society and they'll say this time we're selling this box with a pin or a coin. I'm not sure what that system is, what makes them decide this. All right, so here's an example of the exact kind of thing that I don't care, I have no care for. Occasionally a game will have like a poster or something. It just seems like a waste to me, but all right. I mean, maybe if you played it and loved it, you would put this on your wall. So far, nothing related to our case. Okay, so then we've got these two cases, each in their own bag. So I listed on the video thumbnail here that we would play, that it's the Ventriloquist. So that's the one we're going to play. So we can put this away. We don't need any of this stuff. None of this is relevant. All right. Okay, we got a little sticker here. Again, this feels like this is not related to our case. This is just a little collectible stuff. And here's that collector's card. For what it's worth. None of that is relevant to us solving anything. And then look at this. It's a full, feels like a full deck of card and pair of dice. Very weird. Like they were selling this for, I know it was under 20 bucks on their website recently. So it seems like you're getting quite a bit for your 20 bucks if you're getting 2 games. We're getting a deck. It feels like a real full deck of cards here. Motor brand, high quality playing cards. Is it just a deck of cards? Like it's not going to be marked? I mean, it's sealed, but is there going to be anything in this? Or is it just like, we're giving you a deck of cards? Seems like it would just increase the price. Like, all right, well, this is not a normal set of dice. It looks like someone is trying to cheat at craps. They're all 5s. This die is all 5s, and this die is 2s and 6s. So every time you rolled it, you get a 7 or 11. All right, we've got a security guard's badge here, but the back of it is a card. Looks like we might want to open this up and see if there's a card sitting at the back of his photo or if it's part of it. Feels like it's one and the same. We've just lost our light here for some reason. So it's his security guard photo, Wayne Fritz, head security guard, the precious stone of Valley Falls. And on the back of it is a playing card back, it looks like. Strange. I'm going to leave this out of this. All right, and then this is a ring. Look at that. It's an actual ring. A little diamond ring. Probably not a real diamond. Okay. Is there something in the bottom? Yes, there is. Pretty elaborate that there's a ring in here. Number of diamonds found in Fogg's times year established, or logo times year established. The answer will override the security system. Number of diamonds found in something times year established. Number of diamonds found in logo times the year established. So I wonder if we're going to find what year something was established and then some diamonds in a logo. Multiply those two. That'll give us the security system. Look at that craziness, though. That's pretty real that they've got a note and a diamond ring in this box. The props here are serious. All right, I'm going to leave this sealed up. until we open it. Until we get some reason to open it. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got a sealed envelope that says do not open until instructed. All right, so we'll put that aside. Let's see what we've got here. Crush Program Initiative. Beginning brief. Little binder. All right, let's read our beginning brief here. The man who walks into the Valley Falls Police Department is nondescript in every way except for the overcoat he wears. That wouldn't be unusual in certain times of the year, but the temperature outside is in the 90s. The man is sweating profusely and carrying a sealed folder in one hand. Maybe this is the sealed folder, or this is the sealed folder. He walks over to you and opens his coat to show that he's been fitted with a bomb. Digital readout displays a little under 2 hours, and the timer is counting down steadily. A note is taped to the man's chest. It reads, "The man before you is not a criminal, but he is a dummy, or at least he will be my dummy for now, and I will speak through him. I have no plans to harm him or you if you will simply listen to my story as I relay it through him. He has been given an extensive list of answers to any questions you may ask. The man's name is Joe. He's a normal guy with a family. He's a plumber by trade and isn't mixed up in any of this at all. He was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. I filled the pockets of his overcoat with all of the items needed for your investigation that you missed from the scene of a crime that is near and dear to my heart. You will come to understand why soon. Use everything he's brought to you to get at the truth. You may ask why I would go to such lengths to provide the police with information about a crime when I could simply call or email with the facts. I've tried those things, and the report has been pushed aside and buried for reasons that will become clear once your investigation is finished. If you attempt to dismantle or remove the bomb from Joe's body, I will detonate it. Lives will be saved by simply asking Joe the right questions and learning the truth about a severe miscarriage of justice. Oh, it's worth noting that I've taken 5 prisoners related to this case who weren't capable of speaking the truth when it was required. I've taken their tongues and will speak through them when the time is right. In the short term, I have forbidden Joe from speaking. If he tries to speak, I will detonate the bomb. He isn't stupid and won't violate my rule. So how does he communicate, you might wonder? You can ask him yes or no questions that he can answer by blinking. 1 blink is yes, 2 blinks is no. In one of his pockets, I've provided a list of questions that need to be answered. The evidence room would be a good place to start. You're looking for a specific cold case file number that can be determined by Joe's answers to my questions. The questions correspond to file boxes. Move all the yes files up to the top shelf. Leave the no files down. The numbers on the boxes you end up with on the bottom shelf will give you the cold case number. Oh, and don't open the sealed folder Joe brought in just yet. I'll tell you when, or rather, Joe will tell you. Until then. The note is signed The Ventriloquist. After a brief search of the various pockets of the overcoat, you find the list referred to by the ventriloquist, along with a host of other items. You aren't sure what to do with most of what's in front of you, so you begin by asking and documenting the questions, the answers to the list of yes or no questions. Well, that is a pretty compelling little intro. And a strange scene. A guy's come into the police department. He's got a bomb strapped to him. He's not allowed to talk. Someone is controlling, has sent him in here, can detonate the bomb if he tries to speak or do anything wrong. He's got a locked folder that we're told not to open yet. We're sort of being held hostage because this guy can blow up the bomb at any time. And then he says he's got 5 other witnesses who didn't speak when they should have, and he's cut their tongues out. So it's not clear. This guy's sort of a bad guy, but it sounds like he's trying to get us to solve a crime that the police didn't solve for some reason. This is sort of why I like the Deadbolt Mystery Society. This little attention to narrative and a sort of voice. The writing has a voice of a sort of horror writer. Okay, so, and then I guess what we found in his pockets are what's here, and maybe here, although we're not sure yet. And then we've got a list of yes or no questions and instructions on how to use those to find the cold case file. So I'm guessing that everything here was in his pockets. It's not 100% clear, but let's see. It's not that much here. Okay. This looks like the set of questions. Is the person responsible for all of this watching us right now? 1 blank. Are you afraid for your life? 1 blank. Does the ventriloquist feel like he's been wronged? 1 blank. Do you know the identity of the ventriloquist? 2 blanks. All right, so he said 2 blinks is no, 1 blink is yes. And then he says we're going to get the number for the cold case by leaving the no votes down and just bringing the yes votes up. So let's see. Remember, this is probably not going to be the hardest one. Let's just go through this first and pay attention to the answers as well. Okay, is the person responsible for all this watching us right now? Yes, 1 blank. So that's a 1 up top. Maybe I'll do it this way. Okay, there's a 1. Are you afraid for your life? Yes. Okay, that's another 1. Yes. Does the ventriloquist feel like he's been wronged? Yes. Do you know the identity of the ventriloquist? No. So that stays down here, down below. Is this about a previous police case? 1 blank. Okay. Was justice served? 2 blanks. So that's a no. Is there a report we can reference? 1 blank. That's a yes. Do you know the number of this report? 2 blanks. That's a no. Is the number of the report included in what was in your pockets? 2 blanks. That's also no. Will the ventriloquist keep his word and let you live if you cooperate? 1 blank. He says yes, he will. Can I use the answers to these questions to help determine that number? 1 blank. That's a yes. It's almost as if originally this was the only thing, because like this gives away how to use this, but it almost looks like maybe they originally made it just with this. Like this is overkill here. Okay. It sounds to me like this was originally the puzzle. But then they decided to make it a little easier, and they basically told us how to solve it here. All right, so all the yes numbers are at the top. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 11. We're looking for a specific cold case file number. That can be determined by his answers. Move all the yes files up to the top shelf, leave the no files down. The numbers on the boxes you end up with on the bottom shelf will give you the cold case number. Okay, so there's our cold case number, 4689. All right, but there's no QR code, so we don't do anything with this yet. That's just our helper. Let's see what else we got. To research any VFPD officer, enter their badge number to search for their file. So it does seem like in this case, maybe there are some bad cops that covered stuff up. And let's just look at our note from the ring again. It said, number of diamonds found in logo times year established. The answer will override the security system. All right, well, we haven't encountered a security system yet. We don't know what officer we don't have any badge numbers for any officers yet, I don't think. We didn't have a badge number for our intro when we met that detective, I don't think, but we might check that to make sure. Okay, Oswald's office requires a 7-number code to unlock. Okay, Oswald's office. Don't know about that. Can you get the security system back online? Use all numbers, no special characters. Can you get the security system back online? And this lets us override the security system. It's a little strange. Okay, so we've got 3 puzzles with QR codes that we would scan to get an encrypted PDF. And here we have a drawing, presumably one that we found in the pocket of this guy. He's got a key, he's holding a bomb. This says turn over. Want to deactivate the bomb? Don't be a dummy. Use the word that my wife, Trudy, used to describe herself on the wall of her jail cell and the numbers that correspond to the following: lawyer, master jeweler, cop, security guard, sales clerk. Okay, so that sounds like there's our security guard for that one. The jeweler, which is where we found this note, is that one. So he's going to give us a number. He's going to give us a number. Sales clerk, lawyer. Well, we did have that business card that looked like it's probably the lawyer's number. So each of these people is going to give us a number. The word that my wife Trudy used to describe herself on the wall of her jail cell, and the numbers that correspond to the following: Lacey Grund, attorney at law; Mr. Jock, TV quiz, PhD; Bags Few Links, AZ. So it looks like this might be a little cipher here where these M maps to A and the X maps to Z. Let's just count the letters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah. So here's a little cipher. These are going to be, these letters up here probably don't repeat. There's one of each letter. That's why it's a weird word ending with an X and a Y, and there's a Z. So this is a little cipher. The M maps to A, the X maps to Z, and all these others maps to B, C, D, E. All right, so we can make a little chart to decipher that. Oh, and then here's the message we can decipher once we've got that. This will probably give us the answer to this part. All right, well, let's just put this aside. We'll do this in a little bit. Don't know. This seems like maybe the way we figure out his answer is by opening. Oh, maybe that's as simple as that. His number may simply be 976. You can see so it's possible that there's nothing special about this deck of cards. It's just a little prop, but that the number associated with him is 976. So that may be all we have to do. And then let's see, Master Jeweler. Okay. And what do you think these numbers are about? I wonder if what it is that it's possible that each person here, we're thinking maybe these people like give us an item here, ankle, shoe, leg, and then that's how we translate that into a number, into a digit, possibly. All right, let's just put this aside for a second. Okay, so we're told to find the cold case file. Which case file should you examine? Use the case file number. Okay, so here's a puzzle. We're supposed to figure out which of these we want. Oddly, what we're told is 4689, right? He told us, take the list of the questions, take the yeses, put them up, take onto the top shelf, take the no's, put them onto the bottom shelf. And then the numbers on the boxes you end up with on the bottom shelf, 4689, will give you the case number. So the question is, how does this tell us, like, are these numbers significant? Or would we just open this up and type 4689? Is there any reason these numbers are up here? They're a little weird too. Some have lines, some don't. If I had to guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we could try to see if the answer to this is 4689, but the other possibility is that we take the fourth envelope so that the first digit's a 6, and then the sixth envelope is a 3. That might be another possibility. A little strange. Just put that aside. Here's Trudy's jail cell. Remember his instructions here. Says, use the word that my wife Trudy used to describe herself. Let's see what she says here. This is what she wrote on her jail cell. Maybe his wife was arrested and improperly convicted for something she didn't do. The letter that sounds like what you use to see. That sounds like an I. These sound like little riddles. So, okay. So the answer to number 1 is I. That's the letter that sounds like what you use to see. The abbreviation for Washington, that's WA, right? The opposite of north on a compass, that's south. The abbreviation for the day after Thursday, that's FR probably. She's saying she's framed. Not PM, but AM. Short for Eddie is ED. So you can see now we have I was framed. There's no FR. So here's her message. I was framed. Repeat number 4, which is FR. Abbreviation for information technology, which is IT. Last letter of the alphabet, Z. 9th letter of the alphabet, which is what? Is it I? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, yeah. Abbreviation for southeast, SE. Old English version of you. What's the Old English version of you? Well, you could just make it blank for now. I'm sure the channel will tell me. That's number 12. Grains on a beach. Not sure what it wants there. Hearing organs on the side of your head. Okay, that's ears. Two-letter abbreviation for United States. That's US. Name of alien from Steven Spielberg movie. That's E.T. Two-letter greeting. That's probably H.I. Abbreviation for road. R.D. North, south, east, and west. These don't... What does that say? Either, slash, or. And then fourth letter of the alphabet, which is D. I was framed. Fritz is something. Here's us. Probably here's us. Third word. So third word is going to be this last part. Fritz is... Let me see what the channel thinks 12 and 13 are. Eyes and... Oh, use, third word. Okay, so let's see. Just making sense of this. I was framed, so I'm just marking off words here. I was framed, period. And then I think she's saying Fritz is something, and then use third word. But we're missing a little bit. Fritz is Old English version of you. Would that be Y-E? Oh, that's where it was eyes. 13 is grains on a beach. Oh, sand is what it means. Okay, so let's see. Eyes and ears. Okay, eyes and ears. Fritz is eyes and ears. Use third word. I was framed. Fritz is eyes and ears. Use third word. Let's just write it out here. I was framed. Fritz is eyes and ears. Use third word. So I wonder if we're not looking at Fritz here. And then she says, use... I was framed. Fritz is eyes and ears. Use the third word. Use the third word. I'm not sure what the third word is. If it's the third word on this list, it's framed. If it's the third, this isn't really third word. And he says, use the word that my wife Trudy used to describe herself on the wall of her jail cell. Used to describe herself. And the numbers that correspond. So I guess she's describing herself as framed. I was framed. So I guess that is what we're looking for, the third word. Use the third word. It's just a redundant explanation for what to use. He says, use the word my wife Trudy used to describe herself. And here she says, I was framed. And then she hammers it home. Use the third word. All right, so we know the answer here is framed and then something else. It's all part of that puzzle. Let's check in with the chat. All right, let's see what else we got here. So there's only one more piece to this puzzle. Oswald Bennett, master jeweler. Okay, so there's our jeweler. Master jeweler. He says, whoops, there's Oswald Bennett. Oswald Bennett, the master jeweler. He says, if you don't know the password to my office, then you aren't allowed. Or, and then he's got numbers here. So here's the jeweler thing. Number of diamonds found in the logo times the year established. The answer will override the security system. So this doesn't have a QR code, but I think we're guessing that here's these go together. Oswald's code requires a 7-number code to unlock. So a 7-number code. So this sounds like we could find the patterns to these numbers. This is an OR. So like one way to solve this is to find the patterns here. The other way would be to find the number of diamonds in the logo times the year established. But where do we get that information about year established and logo? It's kind of that's a little strange to me. We could try to I don't see any logo here or year established. Let's just make sure there's nothing written on this ring. That would be overkill. Is there something written on that ring? Can you see that? You can't. I can't. Let me get my glasses here. It almost looks like there is some writing on the edge. Seems unlikely. How much money do they have to spend on this game? No, there's no writing on this ring. All right, well, we could look at the patterns here. The diamonds found in the logo, I mean, we could count, there are diamonds on this sheet. Of course, we don't have an established year unless it's written on this sheet of paper somewhere. Or maybe we'll get it elsewhere. But we could just try to figure out these numbers. So it's supposed to be 7 digits. Just if you wanted to guess off the top of your head, you'd probably guess that this is going to be a 2-digit number. This is going to be a 2-digit number. That's 4, 5, 6. So probably this is a single digit, 2-digit, 2-digit, 2-digit if you had to guess. All right, let's just take a look at this. What do we see? 1, 4, 3, 6, 8, 10. Okay. So every other digit here is just going up by 2. 4, 6, 8, 10. So that looks like that's probably a 12, if I had to guess. The first one looks like it's a 12. All right, what about this second one here? 1 plus 5 is 6, but then 5 plus 6 skips. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So every other one here is going by 5s. Oh, everything's going by 5s. It's just off by 1. Okay, so the digit we want is the 6. So 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. 16 plus 5 is 21. 21 plus 5 would be 26. So our second number is 26. Okay, 0, 4, 6, 3, 7, 9, 6, 10, 12. What have we got here? 0, 4, 6. We're going down occasionally. 12, 6. 12, 10, 6. Going down occasionally, but not always. So plus 4 down to plus 4 plus 2, then down 3, up 4, up 2, down 4, up 4, up 2. So I tend to like these kinds of puzzles, so that's why I'm not checking in the chat yet. You guys can work on them yourselves. I'm going to skip this one for a second. Let's look at this last one here. 10, 31, 52, 73. Interesting. Up by 21, up by 21, up by 21. Well, that's fairly simple. Our last number there is 94. Right? 21, 21, 21, 94. Okay, so it's just our third series, which is a little trickier. Let's see. Well, I mean, looking at the 12 to 10 to 6, we've got down by 2, down by 4. And then the 9, the 7, and the 3 follow that same pattern. Down by 2, then down by 4. And so do the last pattern. Down by 2, down by 4. So the pattern going from left to right is up by 4, up by 2. And then again, 3 to 7 to 9, up by 4, up by 2, and then the 6 to 10 to 12 is up by 4, up by 2. So then the question is, what's the transition between those triplets? So 0, 4, 6 is one triplet, up by 4, up by 2. Then we start at the 3 and go up by 4, up by 2, and then we start at the 6. So we're increasing by 3. Yes, so our next triplet is going to start with a 9. I guess we didn't need to know the bigger pattern. It's just every third number is going up by 3. So 12, 26, 9, 94. Does that give us a 7-digit number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Okay. So there you have it. It looks like Jonathan Warner got row 3 before me. So there's our 7-digit number. If you don't know the password to my office, you're not allowed, or this. All right, so I believe we've solved this number. Now, I guess I was thinking that this Oswald's number requires a 7-number code to unlock. So that sure seems like it's that. On the other hand, he's the master jeweler. Here's this note. And here's to override the security system. That's weird. Is this an alternate way to get this same 7-digit number? Or is this how to get the number that corresponds to this puzzle? I'm guessing we're going to come in here and get this information, which is going to be useful for that. That's my guess. That we can now solve this puzzle. That's going to give us some answer here. As far as this cold case, we think we know sort of the answer to this, 4689. It's not 100% clear whether that's the answer to this puzzle or it has to be combined. Let's put that puzzle aside. And then this says, can you get the security system back online? And then that security system seems to be talking about this. But I'm not sure if that's a different security system. If it means him. We don't know what the dice are used for yet. We don't know what VFPD officer badge we need, although I will note that we know the lawyer is this, we know the master jeweler, we know the security guard. I'm not saying we know the answers to these, but we know who to look at. But we don't have a sales clerk yet. And we don't have a cop yet. This could be related to the cop, and it's possible that this is related to the sales clerk. I'm not sure. Let's decode this, and then let's start on one of our puzzles. So the easiest way to do this, and actually the easiest way to do that is to use one of our sheets here. Okay, Jonathan Warner says, check Jesse. I think you do have all the info for the cold case. Do you want a hint from me, not from the game site? Okay, not yet. I will ask for it. I will ask for a hint at some point when we start to work on that, which will be soon, but not quite yet. Let me clear this. Let's just do this person's thing here. Okay, so let's just make a translation or cipher code here. So the A went to an M, then R, J, O, C, K, T, V, Q, U I Z P H D B A G S F E W L Y N X. Oops. Okay, so there's our key for the lawyer. This is the lawyer. Now let's decode her message. Let's see, we're not sure exactly which direction it goes in, but if you assume that the bottom is her translation, let's just try it that way. Well, let me go the easier way to do it. That would be O S Z P. Okay, that doesn't sound right. Let's go in the opposite direction, which is harder to translate. Okay. So if we go from that way, we've got O S. Oh, it's O S W. That makes more sense. Now we're going to get O S W. It's going to be Oswald, surely. Oswald. Okay. L is W. Q is I. This is going to be L. L. Oswald will. G is R. Q is I. T is G. Did I do something wrong? Where is our Q? Oswald will rig. Would have been easier to translate this. C A M T C A M E. This is going to be surely R. Cameras. Oswald will rig cameras. This is going to probably be 2. No, will rig cameras. H E I S T H E. He is the H E A head O of T H E C R head of the crew. Is that what it's going to be? Oswald will rig cameras. He's the head of the crew. That's what the wire says. That's what Lacey Grunn's secret message is. Oswald will rig cameras. He's the head of the crew. So you might imagine, if we're looking for numbers, that means that Oswald is number 1. So it's possible that's what that means. All right, well, let's just put this aside for now. We'll attack the puzzles we know how to do when we come back, but it's time for a break. I'll see you in 8 minutes. Okay, we're back. You probably already noticed this, but I'm just now putting together some of the pieces of the narrative here. So Trudy is the wife of the ventriloquist who's locked up in jail. Her note says, I was framed. Fritz is eyes and ears. And then she says, use the third word. Well, Fritz, actually, we have. I didn't realize that till now. You probably already noticed this. But Fritz is our security guard. And if you look at what it says here, he says, head security guard, the precious stone. Well, the precious stone is surely going to be the jewelry store, where Oswald Bennett is a master jeweler. So I think what we've got here is Trudy was going to have been convicted for a jewelry heist, when in reality it's a crew. And the lawyer's message says, Oswald will rig the cameras. He's head of the crew. So I think what we've got here is we've got a jewelry theft that Trudy, probably the wife of this ventriloquist, was probably framed for. So the narrative is falling into place. All right, it looks like probably the main, if I had to guess, the main puzzle to answer the whole game is going to be this one, where we combine all these other information. Or it's possible this is just the mid-game puzzle. But let's look at the puzzles we are able to answer here. Neither of these are just working pieces for other puzzles. But this one is a puzzle. What case file should you examine? So we should be able to solve that one now. And then this one for Oswald's office, we think we can probably solve. As far as the badge number of a cop and the security system, that could be this. I don't think we can answer these yet. Now, this one we think we know how to answer. So we could go ahead and do this one. But we could also spend a moment of time on this one here. Because Jonathan says that he thinks he knows how to do this one. So let's just look at this again. We're told that we should take the yes or no answers. We should separate the numbers that are yes, the numbers that are no. And then the numbers on the boxes you end up with. The numbers on the boxes you end up with on the bottom shelf will give you the cold case number. So the numbers on, let's read this together. Move the yes questions up, the no questions down. The numbers on the boxes you end up with on the bottom shelf will leave you the cold case number. So if I had to guess, I would think that means that the 4 is the fourth box, which is a 9. The 6th box is a 10. The 8th box is a 2, and the 9th box is an 11. These are just the numbers from 1 to 11 scrambled. It says, which case file should you examine? Use the case file number. That's a little confusing. Sounds like it just wants us to name one of these. So another possibility is that we're just supposed to look for the pattern here in this 4, 6, 8, 9. And that we're just supposed to decide which of these. Or another possibility is that there's a pattern here. It's a little ambiguous here what it wants from us. Does it want the number 4, 6, 8, 9? There has to be some significance to why there are numbers here. But 4, 6, 8, 9 is a very odd pattern. Like that would be very hard to make a pattern of this. Very hard to come up with a simple mathematical expression that's 4, 6, 8, 9. Right? You're adding 2, you're adding 2, you're adding 1. So I don't think that it's a pattern here. And then there's also this interesting thing about lines on certain numbers. Well, let's hear your theory, Jonathan. I mean, you could just try different things here, or we could delay working on this puzzle, but I'm sort of curious about it. If I assume that these numbers have to be significant, I don't know if the order of them is significant, then that would be that one. But it says the numbers on the boxes you end up with on the bottom shelf will give you the cold case number. The numbers on the boxes you end up with. So if these are all boxes, then those are the box numbers we end up with. 9, 10, 2, 11. This says, which case file should you examine? It sure sounds like it wants a single number here. John says, I think you used the 4 digits you got from the blank, but the order in the photo gives you the order for those digits. Imagine taking those boxes and moving the boxes that are supposed to be moved up and looking at the order of the boxes left below. Oh, if we move the 7 up, the 1 up, the 3rd box up, the 4th box is 9. Well, then these are the ones we have on the bottom. 9, 10, 2, and 11. So it could just be this pattern. Nicholas says, I think Jonathan is right. Good reasoning. But 9, 6, 8, 4. Fourth box. 6 box. Okay, so I'm not quite I see what you're saying. So when the question 1 is we move this box up, not the first box up. That's interesting. So question 1 goes up. Question 2 goes up. Question 3 goes up. Question 5 goes up. Question 7 goes up. Question, I'll move this over. Question 10 goes up. Question 11 goes up. So what's left is 9, 6, 8, 4. So that's how you get your 9, 6, 8, 4, huh? I see. The questions correspond to file boxes. Move all the yes files up. Leave the no files down. That's very clever. Okay, well, I think that's pretty convincing to me. 9, 6, 8, 4. I like it. Move the yes boxes up. That explains the order, that order having some significance, then following the instructions, and the idea of moving them up. I like it. All right, so now we have 2 puzzles we think we know how to answer. It does seem like this one is the one it wants us to do next. So let's do this one. All right, so we're going to start by doing this one. Okay, we open it. Okay, password is 9 9684. Well done. All right, let me just save this without the password. Okay. All right. Here we have jewelry store heist. Suspect Trudy Emerson, the jewelry store employee, represented by Lacey Grund. She's the lawyer that we have the card. All right, so it is exactly what we thought. There's the logo and the year. So we've got the answer to that little puzzle. Oswald Bennett, Wayne Fritz, and Helen Farnsworth all work at the Precious Stone and have alibis at the time the diamonds were taken out of the safe. All 3 also report seeing Emerson acting suspicious as she carried a cosmetics bag into the ladies' restroom. The cosmetics bag still hasn't been found, and Emerson insists that she doesn't know anything about such a bag. They framed her. Yet a single uncut diamond was found in one of her blouse pockets, which provides enough probable cause to charge her with the crime until we have located the remainder of the stolen merchandise. The camera system was offline at the time of the heist, which occurred at approximately 9:30 p.m. on January 14th, 2021. This took place after the diamonds were all removed from the display cases, counted, and placed into the safe. The safe was opened at 9:28 p.m. when the jewels were placed inside. At 9:30, the safe was opened again by Oswald Bennett to verify a count that he wanted to double check. This was when the discovery was made that the diamonds were gone. The police were immediately notified. The reason for the camera being offline is unknown. Master jeweler Oswald Bennett claims the override codes for the camera system were kept hidden in a nondescript jewelry box. Yet, it is unclear who knew about the codes. At this point, nearly $1 million is missing. We've taken Emerson into custody based on the eyewitness testimony of 3 jewelry store employees and her possession of the uncut diamond. Here are the 3 employees that got her into trouble. Oswald Bennett, master jeweler. I'm still shocked that Trudy took the diamonds, even more so because she took them while we were all still here in the building. I've heard her and her husband were having money problems, but that's to be expected. He's a ventriloquist who does birthday parties and the occasional open mic night at the comedy club. I can't imagine there's much money in that. Honestly, he should have gotten a real job and provided so his wife wasn't forced to resort to grand larceny. I'm sure the police will find the missing diamonds soon. And then here's our security guard, Wayne Fritz. I didn't see anything. My shift wasn't even supposed to start until 10. I got there a little early to play cards with Helen. She and I have a fierce rivalry. Only thing that was strange to me was seeing Trudy going into the ladies' room around 9:30 with a cosmetics bag. I think the fact that she had an uncut diamond in her pocket is evidence enough that she's guilty. And here's Helen Farnsworth, the sales clerk. Oh, there's our sales clerk. Oh, I'm a Luddite when it comes to technology. Certainly wasn't me who tampered with those cameras. I was doing what I do every night. Counting pieces of jewelry and putting them away, recording everything in the logbook, getting ready to go home. Oh, and playing my ongoing card game with Wayne. It's a sort of thing we have. I hope you don't think I had anything to do with this. Beating me at cards is sort of a badge of honor for Wayne, and he's proud of his ID badge. All right, so there you have it. So there's our logo and our date. So let's just make our note about that. How many diamonds do you see there? First of all, we got the established date. 1987 established. How many diamonds are in that logo? Well, it sort of depends what you consider a diamond, right? Like that bottom is a diamond. I've been wanting to get better at using the tablet pen when we want to. Let's see. Screen right. All right, so if we wanted to, we could say, okay, well, there's a diamond. And then this whole thing is a diamond, a different kind of diamond. So would you say, and then, I don't know, do you consider that middle one here a diamond? Is it 3? Oops. Is 3 the answer? Or do you think it's 2? What does the chat say? Chat says 3. Jonathan says 3 diamonds. That's what Jonathan says. So, let's use some logic here for a second. The note, where is our note? Note says the number of diamonds found in the logo times the year established. So if the answer is 3, then it's 3 times 1987. 3 times 1987 gives us 21. 2, 6, 27, 9, 2. 3, 5. So I get 5961. Does that sound right? 21, carry the 2, 24, plus 2, 6, 2, 27, plus 2, 29, 3, 5, 5961 is what I get. Okay, so if we believe there are 3 diamonds, then that's the code. If that's what we believe about that. And then let's see, can we get rid of this? Let's see, we're going to discard that. Go back to the original. Okay, so we got a little bit of screenwriting. All right. So it was as we thought, though, about the... We can come back to this if we need to, about this jewelry store, her being framed. All right, so there's that. So we think maybe that gives us the ability to get into here. The security system back online at the jewelry store. So probably that's the answer to that. Let's just put that. So probably we have enough to solve that puzzle. And then let's just look at this a little bit more, because it starts to talk about the cards and the badge. This seems to be just confirming what we said before. I hope you don't think I had anything to do with it. Beating me at cards is sort of a badge of honor for Wayne, and he's proud of his ID badge. So what is she trying to say? I think that's just the idea that his badge is the deck of cards, which we think is number 976. So probably that's just the number corresponding to the security guard. 976. But then what's the Helen's number? Perhaps we won't find out Helen's number till we override the security and get into the jewelry store or the main jewelry store lobby. All right, well, let's try. We can come back to this if we need to. Let's try our next puzzle, though. So we think we've done this puzzle here. I think we finished that one. So we could go into the lawyer's office. We can go into the jeweler's office with his security code, or we could go into we could shut down the security system that we think Helen here, the sales clerk, was involved in. John says, I think we had another QR code where we could type in a badge number. You're right. We did. But that one says that it wants the VFPD officer badge number. And he is not a police officer. He's just a security guard. Let's put that aside for now. Let's just pick which of these two puzzles you want to try to solve. There's the puzzle that we just got information for to override the security system of the jewelry store, or the lock into Oswald, the master jeweler's office. So which one would you like to go in? the master jeweler's office or the lobby of the jewelry store shut off the security or get the security system back online? Which one would you prefer? What does the channel say? We could vote just for the sake of voting. Jonathan says, okay, let's go. Get in your vote. Vote for office or security system. One vote for the security system. I get another vote for security system. That's where we go. Done. It's over. The vote's closed. Nicole and Jonathan both want to go security system, so that's what we're doing. Okay. Let's do the security system. We're getting it back online. It was off for reasons unknown, they say. Badge on safe. This is, we've talked about this before, these Deadbolt games leaking odd information in the titles, file titles. Badge on safe. Why would you call the file that? All right. Badge on safe. That's bizarre. All right, we think it's 3 diamonds times 1987, 5961. Did everyone agree with me about that was the calculation? I'm a little rusty on my mathematics. Well, 3 times 2,000 would be 6,000 minus 39. That's right. Okay, just a different way to calculate it. All right, 5961 is what I've got. 5961. No, that's not correct. Number of diamonds found in the logo times the year established. And it's not 5961. Is it possible there's more than 3 diamonds there? Oh, yes, there are. Look at that. Look at that. There's more. We missed them. Look. You can see now probably before I write on it. Look. There's a diamond. There's a diamond. Then there's one over the whole thing. And then there's possibly that one. So 1, 2, 3, there's at least 4. If you count, depends on whether you want to count this one here. That one's not really in the shape of a, well, it kind of is. Or whether you want to count this one. But we've got the one on the side, 1, 2, 3. We've got at least the 3, right? This one. 1, and this one, that's 2, then the whole entire one is 3. So we've got 3 pure, in other words, they look just like the diamond. And then if you want to count, well, we already tried 3 and that we were told that's wrong. So then I think this is the geometric diamond. So that gives us plus 1 geometric diamond, I'll call it. All right, and then the question is, do you want to call this thing here a diamond? Flat at the top, two edges. I think I would call that a diamond, even though it's not proportionally like the others. It's close enough, right? So plus one, odd one, I'll call it. So then I think that gives us 5. I think 5 might be my better guess. Okay, so 1987 times 5. Obviously easier if we have calculator, but might as well take advantage of these games as a way of brushing up on our basic middle school multiplication. 35, 3, 43. What am I doing here? 5 times 7 is 35, and then 43, carry the 4, and 5 times 9 is 45, plus 4 is 49, 4, 5, 9, 9935, or another way you could do it to double check it, 5 times 2,000 would give you 10,000, minus 5 times 13, which is the difference there. And this would be 65. So 10,000 minus 65 is 9935. So there's our answer, 9935. Let's see if that works. Stacy says, I don't think there's 5, I think there's 4. Okay, well let's do our 4 count so that we could get that right. 4 times 2,000. If it's not 5, we'll do 8,000 minus 4 times 13 is 52. So 7948. So we'll try 9935, saying there's 5, or 7948 if there's 4. Stacy says that last one, the odd one that I labeled, is not mathematically looking a diamond. I think you could definitely make the case for it. On the other hand, it's got the same shape as the diamond, a top line, 2 short lines down. So, but I definitely agree with you. Okay, let's try 9935 or 7948. Stacy says, I'm a math teacher. All right, well, let's try the 4 first then, if you're so sure of it. All right, let's see. Where's our password protected? All right, so is my math right? Is it 7948? I could bring up the calculator. Let's try that. All right, well, Stacy was right. It was 4, not 5, but let's see. Okay, so badge on safe. There's the badge that we've been looking for according to the name of the file. But we know we're also looking for a police officer. So let's save this. Save a copy with password removed. Ugh. Save a copy, password removed. It's got to let me. Why am I being prompted with this again? So I'm not allowed to do this now? All right, well, they shut off the security system and it looks like a cop was in here and we've got his badge number. So let's just do cop badge 6731. And then in case we care about it, it looks like it's what, like 9:29? 29 on clock. I'd like to save this PDF. I can certainly. How do I? Okay, I get it. But now I don't know how to, it won't, it won't let me, I can't tell if it's trying to say, I can't tell if it's trying to say, you're not allowed to do this unless you join it, or is there some little button to click to say leave me alone and do it? That's a shame. All right, we'll worry about it some other time. All right, we've answered this puzzle then of the security code. It was 9489 97948. And we've got the cop's badge number, which lets us solve another puzzle. Right? Because that is the answer to this puzzle. Or not the answer, at least. Well, no, that's going to be the answer to this puzzle. All right, let's do this one then. Let's see if we can get information on a cop that might have been involved in this cover-up. Let's see what this file is called. Look at this. Why do they do this? All right. This encrypted file is called Brent Hayes. I wonder what this is going to be inside this file if we know the code. All right. 6731. Brent Hayes. Born March 21st, 1977. Brown hair, blue eyes, height 5'10", years on the force 5. Commendations none. Disciplinary actions none. Brent Hayes has been an officer with the Valley Falls Police Department for the past 5 years. I guess we want to look at his photo here. Although he's been an exemplary officer with a solid record, he hasn't been promoted to detective despite passing the detective's exam and being one of the names on the short list of officers on track for the position. It's rumored that the reason he's been passed over for promotion is because of suspicion that he's on the take. Hayes has known money problems and has been investigated twice when evidence came up missing in the evidence room. It's believed that he's willing to cut any corners, look the other way, and even destroy or sell evidence in the interest of making a quick buck. Note on Brent Hayes' file made by Sergeant Michael Amherst. January 21st, 2021. Turned evidence on Brent Hayes regarding his involvement in the Precious Stone diamond heist over to Internal Affairs. I'm 100% convinced of his involvement in the crime. Told IA to check Hayes' financials, Internal Affairs. The money trail's there, I'm sure of it, but he didn't do this alone. Hayes is definitely not the head of this operation. I would say he's more of the left hand in this case. All right, so left hand, huh? That's an odd thing to say. But in our case, it makes useful sense because the left hand has a number associated with it. I guess it's the number 3. So remember, we're looking for numbers to associate with each person. So maybe it's time we start keeping a list here. So we've got the lawyer. We've got the master jeweler. We've got the cop. We've got the security guard. Got the sales clerk. Okay, and then we want numbers associated with each of them. So the cop is the left hand. So I think there's his left hand. I think the cop's number then is going to be 3. Okay. And then we were told somewhere else that Oswald is the head of the crew. So I think the master jeweler Oswald, his number is going to be 1. Then we've got the security guard, the sales clerk, and the lawyer. So do we know their numbers yet? Where's our... Boy, I sure would like to save a copy of this without the password. What if we just say, save a copy, change password? If we just leave it blank, no, it won't let us do it. Oh boy, okay, that's annoying. This PDF reader has actually been quite good to us. It's a shame though. This is a good example of, I'm a computer programmer, how evil software is getting. I would pay for this, but they don't want to let you buy it. They want you to pay per month. Subscription service to use this. It's free except the features are broken, and if you want to use it, you have to pay every month. That's ridiculous. All right, I think we probably know what some of these other people's numbers are. Where's our talk about the sales clerk? What have we got about her? She's a Luddite, she says. What's her number going to be? It says it wasn't me. I was doing what I do every night, counting pieces of jewelry, playing my ongoing card game. I mean, the security guard's number could be the deck of cards, which would be a 3-digit number, 976. We could open up that deck of cards and see if there's more information. But what about our lawyer? What was her deal? What did I do with her card? Do we have a number for her? Attorney at law. And she said, Oswald will rig the cameras. He's head of the crew. These are going to be the 5 people, by the way, narratively speaking, that the ventriloquist has probably captured and cut the tongues out of. So I don't know her number, but maybe we're going to get it when we get into Oswald's office. Or maybe someone else has a theory about it. Let's see in the chat. Wasn't there something about Fritz being the eyes and ears related to his wife's jail wall message? Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. On Trudy's thing. Why am I not doing this right? On Trudy's message, she wrote, I was framed. Fritz is the eyes and ears. Okay, so not his badge number. Then it's curious why his badge is important. Okay, but eyes and ears. Oh, eyes and ears are both one number. Okay, well that's easy enough. So that's for Fritz, the security guard, eyes and ears. So then you might expect each of these is a single digit number. So, and each of these, this is what we theorize. We theorize that these people were going to be identified with this. So the question is, where is the sales clerk suggesting? It is odd that if we're using Trudy's description that Wayne, the security guard, is the eyes and the ears, it is, then what Helen is saying is a little strange. Like, why is Helen making such a big deal about badge of honor? He's proud of his ID badge. That's clearly pointing us to the cards. We may have to open that deck of cards and take a closer look at it. But, well, perhaps we're not meant to know how to know numbers for the lawyer and the sales clerk yet. We should go into Oswald's office, which we know how to do now, before we worry about trying to solve that. The lawyer, Lacey Grund, attorney at law. All right, well, I'm not sure we have any information about Lacey's number. Or Helen's number, for that matter, although Helen is saying some weird stuff about the card game. All right, let's do the puzzle that we know how to, the other puzzle that we know how to do. It's the last puzzle that we know how to do. It's this one, to get into Oswald's office. We figured out the 7-digit pattern. So let's try it here. Oops, you guys are going to want to see this, surely. The name of the file is under keyboard in Oswald's office. I really wish they wouldn't do that. Okay, so we think the password here is 1226-994. The lawyer is key. The lawyer is the key to making the plan go off without a hitch. Okay. Well, we've talked about this before. That's the entire message. Now, we've talked about this before about why these Deadbolt puzzles are kind of fun. So why is that fun? Because we spent some time talking about what's the lawyer's number? And we weren't sure. Do we have enough information? Is there number somewhere available? And the answer is her number wasn't available until now. This is our key, and we had a hint about how to decode the numbers for people based on this, and here it is. The lawyer is the key to making it go off. Okay, so we now know the lawyer is 6. So the only thing we have to now figure out, and it's clear we have to figure it out from what we have, is what the sales clerk's number is. And it's going to be something pointed to this. Something here for this guy. Now, it's going... Let's see, what does Helen What is Helen up to here? She's in on it. Is it time to open that deck of cards? She certainly seems to be talking about the deck of cards and his badge. She's a Luddite. She was counting pieces of jewelry, putting them away, recording everything in her logbook, getting ready to go home, playing her card game with Wayne. Hope you don't think I had anything to do with this. Beating me at cards is sort of a badge of honor for Wayne, and he's proud of his ID badge. All right, well, I think we've got to open the deck of cards here and see if there's anything in here to give us a clue about Helen, unless anyone has any other ideas. I mean, Helen seems to be telling us her number is related to the security guard's number, but we already got his number. And this deck of cards says 976. 976. These are Motor brand playing cards. Oh, I see. There is a little puzzle here. Oh. Fake tips. And then it's what looks like a full real deck of card here. Although, yeah, I guess that's... Looks like this game gave you a full deck of cards. Full deck of playing cards as a little gift prop. All right, well, what are these two cards here? One looks like a puzzle of sorts. And one says, fake tips. It says the Motor brand's poker unit package can only be opened from the top to take out the playing cards. The bottom is sealed and can't open. The Motor brand poker is made with non-toxic materials. It's fake one. If any pungent odor smelt while you open the package, this will be harmful to players' health after a long time using. The Motor brand poker has a core layer in purple, so you can check the authenticity by tearing the card to see the color of the core layer. What? Okay, this sounds like it's telling you how to know if this deck is fake. So it shouldn't have a smell. You can tear a card and look at the core of it to tell it should be purple if it's not fake. And what was the third one? You shouldn't be able to open it from the bottom. It's sealed. All right. I don't think solving this is relevant for us, but it's a very weird, interesting thing that I've never seen. I've never seen a deck of cards tell you how to tell if it's authentic. Now, what about this? What's this about? I mean, clearly this is our thing. Okay, well, if you had to guess, as your first simple guess, you would just guess that these are letter numbers. And then what would the blanks be? Just letters that you would guess? Well, we've got our sheet here. So we can just take a first crack at this and see if that theory is correct. So if it was, our word is blank, 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 and then 18 is an R, and 10 is a J. That does not seem right. Letter 18 in the alphabet is R, and 10 is J, so that's not going to be a word. I don't know any English words that end in RJ. I suppose one would be well advised to keep going a little bit more. This would be a B blank blank C blank. Then the third word would be A blank O blank. Yeah, that certainly doesn't seem right. Well then, I mean, the letters look like they're in the range of alphabet. No number higher than 18. Yet, clearly, it's not ending in RJ. Any theories? Are these unique numbers? They actually look like they are unique. That's a clue, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 18 numbers here. One of each. That's a big clue. But what? What would that be telling us? Well, one way you could think of it is that it's a reverse message, that we'll have another message consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 words that are in this pattern. And then if we take the letters there and reorganize them sequentially, we'll get another message. But that would require having this phrase somewhere. And why would it be in a deck of cards? I like that idea. In other words, if we had a message that fit here, then we could get a sequence from 1 to 18 letters, which could spell out something. He loves his badge, huh? VALLEYFALLS. I think it's his badge. That's what it is. It's Wayne Fritz, Head Security Guard. That's what it is. Look at that. We're going to write his badge. It's going to be these words are the words from his badge. Wayne Fritz, head security guard, the precious stone of Valley Falls. And then we will know what letter 1 is, what letter 2 is, what letter 3 is, and when we spell that out, we'll get a message. So, in other words, what we've got here is, let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? So I think the easiest way to do it is to write down our numbers from 1 to 18, like this. Put these cubes away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 18 is the N, and then 10 is the E in Fritz, then 2 is the F, and then 3 is the T, 1 is the H, the 15 is an A, the 16 is the S, and then the 8 is an I. Then we've got guard, so 13 is the R. You let me know if anyone is not following what we're doing here. 4 is an H. Then we've got precious, P-R-E-C, so 9 is a C. I-O, that's 11 is an O. And this is S-T-O, so 17 is O. N-E, so 5 is an E. And then of, we've got 7 is another O. And then that looks like the number 6 is V. And then 14 is an E. And then 12 is an F. Okay. So, we've got reason here. But did I mistranslate something? Oh, the voice of reason. So did I mistranslate 1? 1 was a T. 1 was head. Should be an H. But maybe I got 2. HF, the voice of reason. I don't know what HF is, but I think HF. Oh, I know what HF is. Does everyone else know what HF is? That's right. HF is our Helen. There's our Helen. Helen Farnsworth. So Helen Farnsworth is the voice of reason. 8. So we've got Helen's number. Helen the sales clerk is number 8. And we now have our full set of numbers. 6, 1, 3, 4, 8. So the password is going to be the number the word she used to describe herself, which was framed, and the numbers corresponding to the family. So I think what we've got is framed 61348. And that's going to be the answer to this puzzle. Okay. Fun. Pretty fun. Okay, actually, this is one of the more interesting puzzles. I continue to be impressed by Deadbolt Mystery Society, I gotta say. All right, we still haven't found use for these. Someone's cheating at dice. All right, it's time for a break, though. So I'll see you in 8 minutes. We'll do this puzzle. You are watching Co-op for Two, and we're back from break, ready to solve the last puzzle in the first half of this case. The narrative is pretty compelling. Looks like this jewelry master jeweler and a little crew here have pulled off a heist of their jewelry store and framed an innocent person, Trudy, with the help of a crooked cop, and her husband, who was a ventriloquist, is getting revenge and forcing the police, including us, to solve this cold case. All right, we figured out, we think, the answer to the puzzle, this last puzzle. Use the word and the numbers, no caps, no spaces. So let's put this in. Anything else to catch up on with the chat before we continue here? We're 2.5 hours into this. Part 2 feels like there could be some work involved. It's not the solution. If you don't have a Co-op for Two espresso mug, I also made a larger coffee tea size mug design. They're available on Zazzle. There's a link in the somewhere. I think I posted somewhere on the community tab. I don't get any money from it, but if you're a long-time viewer, if you're on this squad, maybe we need a name for this team of irregulars that have been solving cases. If you can afford to purchase it yourself, first of all, if you haven't joined us for more than 12, let's say a dozen streams, you shouldn't buy it. You shouldn't have it. You shouldn't own it. If you join us for a dozen cases, a dozen long playthroughs, then you should have a mug as part of the squad. If you can't really afford it, let me know. Maybe I can buy it for you. Otherwise, you can buy it, and then maybe you'll pay it forward and pay for someone else's mug who can't afford it, or whatever. All right, let's try to solve this puzzle. Part 1 unlock. All right, so no caps, no spaces. So framed 6, 1, 3, 4, 8. As soon as you enter the correct code, the bomb strapped to Joe's chest stops ticking. He wastes no time getting the device off of him. Sweat pours down his face, and it's clear that the ordeal has taken a huge toll on him. "Oh, thank you so much. You saved my life," Joe tells you. "That wacko got the jump on me and chloroformed me. Next thing I knew, I woke up with explosives strapped to my chest. Yeah, the guy that did this was very clear with his instructions. He held me at gunpoint and told me all of the things he wanted me to say and do. Obviously, I listened carefully because I was afraid for my life. Now that you've discovered certain discrepancies in the case against his wife, I'm supposed to tell you that it's okay to look in the sealed folder. I would say I think you're supposed to make sure justice is served in this case, but somehow I think he's going to take care of that on his own. Now you may open the sealed folder and examine the contents within." So there's a word we use. Jonathan Warner knows it. But maybe it's not the first time we've seen this, but it's an interesting situation where we've got a sealed second half of this game. And instead of the game saying, "You may now open this," it's part of this, it's a diegetic element of this game. It's built into the description of the world that this guy tells us we're now allowed to open this locked folder that he's brought with him, given to him by the killer. All right. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. get an overview here. We got a whole bunch of new puzzles, plus newspaper clipping. Where do we even start here? Well, let's start with this, which looks like sort of photos of the suspects. Jonathan says, I'm glad it wasn't full of tongues. All right, let's see what we've got here. We don't need this stuff anymore, presumably. All right, these look like our suspects. We've got Oswald, the master jeweler. Helen, the sales clerk. Brent, he was the crooked cop. Wayne, the security guard. And Lacey. Which one is Lacey? Is that the lawyer? I think that's our lawyer, Lacey Grund, the lawyer. Okay, so there are not suspects. Those are our accomplices. They're all involved in this. Let's start with our master jeweler, who we're told is the head of this whole thing. Do they each have puzzles? No, just some of them do. All right, let's see what we've got. When Trudy and I first got married, our goal was to spend our lives together like my parents did. They were married for over 50 years. My dad was 81 when he passed away, and my mother was 88 when she passed away. They died within hours of each other. They couldn't bear to be apart. I know how they feel, and I'm enraged that Oswald and his little band of cronies robbed me of the opportunity to live out my days with my dearest. If you want to find out what I did to Oswald and read his account of what happened, use the 88th word overall from the article about Trudy's death, in honor of Mom, and the 81st word of Trudy's last letter to me, in honor of Dad, to tell you what Trudy really was in all of this mess. So this is the Ventriloquist, the mastermind behind getting revenge, is writing this, and he's told us that he's punished these people. And so if you want to find out what I did to Oswald, that doesn't sound like a puzzle. That's basically just going to be reading what happened. And I guess we could at least look at that now. It's the 88th word of the article about her death. I see she died, his wife died. So there's his wife, Trudy. She died in jail. Inmate dies at Thornmire County Jail by Rupert Sandell. Trudy Ann Emerson, 34, was found hanged in her jail cell by a bedsheet at the Thornmire County Jail, where she was awaiting trial for her possible involvement in a diamond heist at a local jewelry store, the Precious Stone. The amount stolen was valued at more than $1 million and is yet to be recovered. Emerson left a suicide note explaining her reasons for taking her own life. In her letter, Emerson also claimed she was innocent of the crime. She is survived by her husband, who could not be reached for comment at this time. Local authorities have made no comment on the death, but are expected to make a statement of some sort about the case. Investigations are ongoing. And there's Trudy. Why did she kill herself? She was innocent. They would have been able to hopefully prove it, but maybe not if a crooked cop is involved. All right, well, we're supposed to find the 88th word. That's a little annoying because I'm not sure where we count from. Overall, the 88th word overall. Do you think we count from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't like puzzles like this, where, first of all, 88th word is annoying to have to count to. And hard to know, easy to make a mistake, hard to know where to start, hard to know if you're supposed to count these things. Do you count the photo caption? That's pretty annoying. Maybe it makes sense, though. I almost don't even want to do it. I almost don't even want to do it. It's this is exactly, that's very annoying. Why do that? Why do that? Why not just make it the 8th word? And if you're going to tell us what to do, why not tell us where to start? All right, let's just leave this aside for now. And then the 81st word of her last letter to him. Let's read that. Here's her suicide note. So I don't know if this is the letter he's talking about, but let's read what she says. She says, I did not do this thing they've accused me of. The evidence they have against me was planted. The diamond they found in my pocket was put there by someone. You know me. You know my heart. I'm not a thief. But now my reputation will be forever tarnished, and quite possibly my life with you is over. The jail time I will likely receive for this crime is more than I can bear, as I was just a bystander, and this is my punishment. The people who gave statements against me and those who are involved all know more than they're telling. I think this was a coordinated effort, and there's a single person at the center of it all. Do what you need to do and make them all talk. That's what you do best. That's pretty clever way of saying it. Yours, forever yours truly. All right, well, let's count the 81st word here at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I get bystander as the 81st word. Then the 88th word in the article. If you had to guess, you'd guess it was going to be innocent. So I wonder if we couldn't just guess that the 88th word is going to be innocent if I had to guess to make a phrase innocent bystander. I'm almost willing to just try innocent bystander. I'm going to just try it. That way I don't have to count up. And if that's right, we can talk about and congratulate ourselves on being clever. Oswald confession. All right. So let's see if it's innocent. Oops. Innocent bystander. Okay. So how do you like that? That's the way to do this, right? We thought a little bit out of the box. We did the easy one where it's easier to count the 81st word in the other document, and then reasoned that it was probably a phrase, probably innocent bystander. You can see that word innocent is in this article somewhere down here, which seems like it's probably near word 88. And we took a shot, and here it is. Okay. So here is the confession that the ventriloquist has forced this guy, the leader, to speak before he cut out his tongue, or after he cut out his tongue. Looks like after. That wacko cut out my tongue. He said that's what happens to liars. He said that he was going to put the right words in our mouths since we were incapable of doing that ourselves. He also said he wouldn't kill us if we each wrote a confession. So here's mine. Obviously, you know that Trudy Emerson didn't really steal the diamonds. You probably think I'm the one who coordinated everything, but I wasn't. The 5 of us worked for someone else, someone connected. Going to give you the first hint about who it was. Maybe you can get the others to tell you more. The title this man goes by is Chief. Okay, so narratively speaking, this is a pretty cool case. We've told that he's captured the 5 people that ran this crew, and now we were told this guy is the head of it, but now he's saying, hey, the 5 of us are a crew, but we work for someone else. And his first title is Chief. Is this going to be like the Chief of Police or something? Pretty cool. All right, so let's just put these away. We've solved this. Let's move on to our next person here, maybe. Okay, let's read what Helen Farnsworth says. She doesn't have a puzzle associated with her, but let's see. She says, it's amazing and ironic that... Oh, this is him. This is our ventriloquist speaking. It's amazing and ironic that another one wants to talk when I've taken away their ability to speak. Cutting the tongue out of someone's mouth has a way of convincing them that nothing else will do. Dear Helen has a message for you, signed the ventriloquist. How in the world did you find out about us? I guess that doesn't really matter now. You probably want to know where the diamonds are stashed. Obviously, we couldn't fence them right away. We needed to let the heat die down first. You'll need a specific number to lead you to the correct place. I'll give you the number to a specific locker at one of the bus terminals. You'll have to get the other information from someone else. Can you put in a good word with the DA for me since I've cooperated? There's a sheet of numbers that I've doodled on my desk. How many of each are there? Use that and the number 638521, which is the key, and provides the order. Okay, numbers I've doodled on my desk. How many of each are there, she says. Okay, so it looks like, looking at our other evidence, that these are her doodles. How many of each are there? I'm going to put everything else away here. Okay. So there's 5 2s. We've got 2s, 9s, 4s, 1s, 7s, and 3s. There's 5 2s, 3 9s, 6 4s. Looks like 8 1s. 8 1s, 1 7, and 2 3s. Okay, she says, how many of each are there? Use that and the number 638521, which is the key and provides the order. So 638521. So I think she's saying that the first digit is a 4. The second digit, so her number is 6381. The second digit, first is the 6, which maps to a 4. The second digit is a 3, which maps to a 9. Third digit's an 8, which maps to a 1. Then a 5, which maps to a 2. And a 2, which maps to a 3. And a 1, which maps to a 7. So that's how I read what she's saying her code is. This is the number to a specific locker at the bus terminal. Locker number bus terminal. That's how I read this puzzle. Now notice that this doesn't have a QR code on it, so these team up with a locker at the bus terminal, which I think is here. That looks like a car, not a locker. Here's the locker, I guess. So does this have a QR code? Where are the diamonds? Use the locker number and the street name. So this is only partial. Knowing the locker number is not enough, which is what she told us. She told us you have to get other information from someone else. Okay. Let's see who else. Well, Helen was friends with Wayne, so maybe he's got the other piece. Okay, here's the ventriloquist talking again. Suddenly, Wayne wants to be cooperative now. It's funny how cutting out someone's tongue makes them agreeable. Here's what he has to say. I'm sure you could pass this on to the police to help with the exoneration of my dear Trudy. Look, none of this was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be an easy score. A victimless crime. The insurance company would pay for the loss so the business wouldn't go under. Nobody would get hurt. Sounded foolproof. Trudy was the only problem. She was too honest, if such a thing is possible. I was underwater with gambling debts. This was supposed to make me whole again. Obviously, that didn't happen. So I'm more than willing to tell you what I know about the person behind all this. We were all given only a piece of information about who we were working for, and our lives were threatened if we told what we knew. Use my lucky dice to get into my car and check the glove box. Use the lowest number, the highest number, the lowest combo roll total, and the highest combo roll total. That will get you inside. Well, that's fairly straightforward. So we've got these rigged dice for playing craps. It's got 2s and 6s and 5s. So, the lowest number on the dice is a 2. The highest number on the dice is a 6. The lowest combo is a 2 and a 5, which is a 7. And the highest combo is an 11. 2, 6, 7, and 11. Use that to get into the car. Good, his glove box. All right, well, here's his car. However, doesn't really go up to 11. I wonder if there's something. Well, let's just 26711. I guess it's 26711. All right, let's scan this one. Will it let me save a copy without a password? No, it will not. All right, let's try this. All right, so I think the password here is 26711. Yes. All right, you find a note in the glove box. As the security guard of the store, you should be able to help dismantle all precautionary measures that have been taken and help smuggle those diamonds out of there once they've been taken from the safe. Find a patsy to blame the crime on. Coordinate the details with the others. Contact me through the usual channels. Edgar. All right, so Chief was our first clue about this guy who's the mastermind. Our second clue is that he's signing his letter signed Edgar. Do we know of an Edgar yet? Chief Edgar? I'm not sure we do. I'd love to save a copy of this. Maybe I can make a screenshot at least. Okay. All right, so that was that puzzle. Puzzles in this game seem to be going fairly quickly, as we expected. Not done with that one, but we are done with this one. Okay, I'm probably done with the dice. All right, let's see what the lawyer confesses. Well, lawyers are known for generously stretching the truth, so this one comes as no surprise. She'll have a difficult time arguing her next case without a tongue. Let's see if she's willing to help clear my good wife's name. Signed, the Ventriloquist. I have worked in the legal system long enough to know that cooperation is my best option at this point, so let's say that I know where the diamonds are. I'll give you the name of the street. The month of the birthstone is also the name of the street where the bus terminal is located. We thought everything out from beginning and end. I'm sure you'll agree we were clever, just not clever enough, apparently. Sahara, penmanship, Hawaii, revere. Sahara, penmanship, Hawaii, revere. I'll give you the name of the street. The month of the birthstone is also the name of the street. We thought everything out from beginning and end. So this clue here is giving us the name of the street. The month of the birthstone is also the name of the street. Jonathan says, I think I see it. All right, let's hear it, Jonathan. What's your guess? From beginning to end, the month of the birthstone is also the name of the street. First and last letter of each word spells the stone. So S-A-P-P-H-I-R-E. Nice. So the stone is sapphire. Well done. The stone is sapphire, and then I guess we would look up online. Oh, no, we don't have to look up online. This is a nice... Look, come on, you gotta give credit to this company. So we don't have to look up online. And if you got lost, this would help tell you, but this would help you figure out that you were probably trying to figure out this. So Sapphire's birthstone is September. So the name of the street is September. Cute. All right, so that means this goes together with this, goes together with this. So September is the street. And that goes together with this clue about the number. So when we put it all together, where are the diamonds? Use the locker number and the street name. So I think then the locker number 491237 September. Whoa, what happened? Oh, my colored cubes are making it look weird. Okay, so I think when we combine the locker number from that clue with the street number from this clue, we get 491237 September. Let's give that a try. See if we can find the diamonds. Okay. Where are the diamonds? Let's try to open the locker. Four, 9, 1, 2, 3, 7, September. Let's see if we're understanding what it wants. Yes, we are. When you reach the bus terminal on September Street, you head straight for locker 491237. Using bolt cutters, you cut the lock and open the door, expecting to find $1 million worth of diamonds. The scene before you is anything but that. You recoil swiftly and do your best to keep your breakfast down. At first, you aren't exactly sure what you're looking at. Then, by degrees, the grisly scene comes into focus. The first thing you notice is the man's head that's been affixed to the body of a ventriloquist's dummy. Top hat has been fastened to the top of the severed head. The second thing you notice is the badge that reads Valley Falls Chief of Police, which is pinned to the dummy's chest. The ventriloquist has placed a note in the dummy's wooden hand. Surely you didn't think I'd lose my wife to a corrupt and fraudulent police system and not be compensated for my grief. Diamonds aren't much consolation for what I've lost. Trudy was everything to me, but I've made the dummy behind it all pay. Now, he will only say what I want him to say, and what I want him to say is the truth. Guess you could say I made him face his greatest fear, which turned out to be me. Now, as for the truth of this matter, Oswald Bennett, Wayne Fritz, Helen Farnsworth, Lacey Grund, and Brent Hayes all conspired to frame Trudy for the theft of the diamonds and did so under the watchful eye of the chief of police. This explains why my repeated calls for additional investigation into this matter went unanswered. The truth was swept under the rug by the top cop. Lies were told in abundance, but I've ensured that the 5 conspirators will never speak another word of untruth again. Their tongues are mine. The chief, likewise, will never lie or cheat or steal or frame any innocent civilian again. I've made sure of that. And dear, sweet Trudy, I couldn't stand to leave her as she was, alone. I've done what I needed to for her, and I've shown my love in the best way I could think of. I've taken my darling to our special location in the park where we first met. We had a habit of going there on the 4th of every month. I miss her dearly and wanted to create one final performance before I said goodbye to her permanently. That's pretty creepy. All right, so we thought we would find the diamonds, but instead we've got he killed the leader of the whole thing, Chief Edgar. So, but that doesn't tell us anything more to do. However, we do have a bunch more pieces of evidence. Let's see. Let's look at Brent's card here. It says, dirty cops are afraid of prison. I had no problem getting this one to talk. Signed, the ventriloquist. Do you know what they do to cops in jail? I'll cooperate and do whatever I can to stay out of that place. I'll tell you the last name of the ringleader for our caper. Just be warned, you're about to step off into some very dangerous waters. You can learn a lot from police codes. The ones that I think are most relevant here are as follows. Remember, a strong start, in any case, is essential to success. Follow procedure to the letter. Okay, 10-101, 10-23, 10-54, 10-48, 10-76, 10-5, 10-60. start, a strong start in any case is essential to success. And then he says, follow procedure to the letter. All right, well, look at this. This looks like this is related to that. Police 10 codes. So here are 10 dash whatever. Call, return quickly, major crime alert. So it sounds like we would look up each of these and then follow procedure to the letter. I don't know if that means we want the first letter of each, but let's see what we got. So 10, our code starts off 10101. Let me see if there's a better way to do this. So 10101 says, what is status? So do we think that's a W? And then 1023 is disregard. That first letter would be a D. No, sorry, 1023 is arrived at scene. So that would be an A. So you'd have to guess this is going to say Walter or something. 1054 is livestock. That's L. 1048 is traffic, T. 1076 is en route, that's an E. 105 is relay, that's an R. And then 1060 is an S. It's his last name, Edgar Walters. We have Edgar from before, and that he's the chief from before. So Chief Edgar Walters. All right, so that's this puzzle solved. And now it seems like the last thing we have is to find out where he put his body. Okay, let's look at this. This is what the game officially wants us, how it wants us to end it. Solved all the puzzles, ready to finish solving the mystery. What is the ventriloquist's first name and the place where you should look for him? I thought we were given his name. By the wife, or by, yeah, when did she give us her husband's name? I thought she gave us his name, but I could be wrong. Well, that's when we're done, but there's still more puzzle. Maybe we're going to find her body. So let's see. Great day at Beachtown Park. This is probably the park where they like to hang out. And we've got an encrypted message. And then we've got this weird thing. Lip, eye, toe. So most of these things Chief DGA. It's weird that some of these are real words, some of them aren't. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 22. Are they unique? Looks like they're unique letters. So each letter has a code. It's not quite clear how to use that though. Okay, this puzzle though says, what is the ringleader? I have provided a decoder to help you with this question. You will use the ringleader's title and full name with the decoder to get the answer. All right, so we know his name is Edgar Walters and he's the chief. Title and full name. So Chief Edgar Walters. So C-H-I... Chief, and then where's Edgar? And then Walters, and there's T-E-R-S. Oh, I see. That's going to be part of Edgar. So C-H-I, not sure if this means this is... Okay, so let's see if we can understand this. If this is Chief Edgar Walters, C-H-I-E-F, maybe I better spell it out for this. So C-H-I-E-F, and then we want Edgar. But that... C-H-I... Oh, I see. I see. Okay. So we're not... It's not that that's chief. It's that's C-H-I, which maps to an F. And now we want to find E-F-E. E-F-E, which is an E code. And then we want to find D-G, D-G-A, D-G-A, which is an L. Now we're looking for an R-W. There's R-W-A-L, R-W-A-L, which is an O code. Now we're looking for T-E-R-S, T-E-R-S, which is an N. So Chief Edgar Walters is code felon. All right, that's pretty neat. Let us scan it in. So the ringleader code, we're going to put felon. Chief Edgar Walters never stood trial, but thanks to you, I can make sure the world knows he was a felon nonetheless. He ruined my life and ruined Trudy's life. But you've made sure that justice was served. For that, I'm in your debt. Martin Emerson. Okay, well, we know Trudy Emerson is the wife, and now we know the husband's name is Martin Emerson. The ventriloquist is Martin Emerson. And it doesn't seem like he really cares about being caught. So we've solved that. But now, and we know he went to his wife's favorite place to do a performance with her one last time. What is the ventriloquist's first name? Well, we know it's Martin. And what's the place where you should look for him? Well, we know it's at Beachtown Park, but clearly it's got to be this. information specifically where he is, right? But we haven't been given any hint for solving this. What does the chat think? Let me go with the, put this on the screen here. What did he say? This is the worst because this is why saving it with passwords is so important, and I forgot to even screenshot the important ones. So the locker with the diamonds was, I think that's where he wrote the message. 491237 September. All right, let me take a screenshot of this because it won't save it. All right, let's see what he said. Dear sweet Trudy, I couldn't stand to leave her as she was alone. I've done what I needed to for her and have shown my love in the best way I could think of. I've taken my darling to our special location in the park where we first met. We had a habit of going there on the 4th of every month. The 4th of every month. I wonder if that's a clue. The 4th of every month. John says the symbols with the yellow blob and the cube looks a bit odd. Yes, that does look odd, I gotta admit. I think this is going to say gazebo. If we look at the 4th letter, G, A, Z, E, B, O. So he said where they go the 4th of every month. G, A, B, E, Z, O. 4th letter of this thing says gazebo. So I think we've got it. What is his first name and the place we should look for them? Martin at the gazebo. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little break. We'll take our 8-minute break a little bit early here. We'll come back. We'll solve it. We'll give our final thoughts. It looks like it might just be me and Jonathan here. Someone could be lurking in the channel. We've still got 10 concurrent viewers according to YouTube. Short session, only 3.5 hours so far. I'll see you in 8 minutes and we will catch the ventriloquist. Doesn't sound like he's really going to try to evade capture. We'll find out. I'll see you in 8 minutes. Okay, we're back. We're about ready to solve this and then discuss it. So we figured out that it's Martin Emerson. He's at the gazebo. Jonathan and I were just talking in the chat about, are we going to find this guy? Should we let him go? Should we even try to catch him? Jonathan says, I'm worried he's going to join his wife in the afterlife, but I'm not sure what he would have done with the diamonds that he stole from the locker. I was wondering the same thing. But he did say he was going for one last performance with his wife. So I wonder, or a tribute to his wife. So I wonder if he's not just going to give away the diamonds or put on some show or something more macabre. All right, only one way to find out. I guess we are going to go. I mean, he doesn't, I mean, I was honestly considering, should we just stop the game right here and not catch him, not solve it? But it sounds like he kind of wants to be caught. Like, he doesn't want to be let go. I think he wants us to find this last scene. So here we go. We're going to scan this in. And it says, what is his first name and the place we should look for him? So Martin, and then gazebo. All lowercase, no spaces. Whoops, sorry, you didn't get to see that. All right, so here it is. We're typing in Martin gazebo. And here is our solution. Everyone who lives in Valley Falls knows about the gazebo in Stanley Park. You aren't sure what you might find when you get there, but you sense that it will be both horrific and tragic. You're right on both counts. The closer you get to the gazebo, the more certain you are that someone is there. You expect to find Martin Emerson, better known to you as the ventriloquist. Better known to you now as the ventriloquist. But Martin isn't the Emerson you find. Life wasn't kind to Trudy Emerson, and death has been equally harsh. She's been dressed in a nice black dress. Makeup has been applied to her face. Her hair has been fastidiously styled. A smile has been drawn on her lips with bright red lipstick. In her lap is Bartholomew, the dummy that Martin Emerson was best known for using in his act. You know for a fact that Trudy Emerson was buried after her suicide, which means her husband must have dug her up and posed her this way. But to what end? You find out soon enough as a voice begins to speak deep from within Bartholomew. There's enough static in what you hear to tell you that it's a recording of some sort that's been placed within the dummy's wooden body. My dearest Trudy has surely been exonerated by my actions, Martin Emerson says through Bartholomew's mouth. She was innocent, and everyone will know this. I, on the other hand, am guilty of avenging her death and forcing the guilty to speak only the truths that would set things right. I have learned something from this process. I was good at it. Perhaps a little too good. I had no qualms about what I did to these people in the interest of seeing justice served. I think I will do more of this in the future. I will seek out those who have spoken falsely, and I will make them say all the right things to correct their misdeeds. I will be the voice of truth and speak it through the lips of liars. This is only the beginning. You will see me again. In the meantime, take consolation in the fact that you have solved a case that the police were unable and unwilling to solve. You have set the scales of justice back into balance, exposed a corrupt police chief, and cleared the name of an innocent woman. You have done good things, and I have done bad things. But together we have worked in harmony and balance, and the truth has been revealed. You have solved this case. For that I am grateful. Until we meet again, yours truly, Martin Emerson, the Ventriloquist. So he lost his mind. He lost his mind and put his wife, dug her up, sat her down, let her enjoy the gazebo once more, put makeup on her face, spooky, and left a message spoken through Bartholomew, his dummy, and he's decided this is his new hobby, catching up with liars and making them tell the truth by cutting out their tongues. Okay, so I think what we've learned once again, well, I'd like to hear your thoughts, Jonathan, and anyone else who's listening. If you're watching this after we record it, post your thoughts down below. I'll give you my thoughts here first. First of all, I continue to underestimate this series, and they prove over and over again. We've played now we've played 6 or 7. No, this is the 7th Deadbolt we've played, I believe. The writing is just very, I don't know what, I'm trying to think the right word. It's a very confident, natural horror writing by not a game maker, but a writer. Someone who's skilled at writing little horror screenplays and movies. Because these feel very cinematic. It feels, each of these boxes feels like you're watching a little horror movie, horror episode of a show of something. And they're very thematic, very atmospheric, and there's real narrative. I mean, this one almost had as much narrative as the best of these boxes. This was an interesting case that sort of revealed itself slowly with the jewelry heist, and the woman was framed, and then this husband got revenge. It was a creepy element with the ventriloquist, but a compelling story. And this is half of a box. The props were as expensive as any props as we've seen in any of these Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes. A full deck of cards, some custom dice, a little jewelry ring. It's sort of over the top in terms of these items. A small cast of characters, each with a different little personality. They weren't killed, but their tongues were cut out. It's sort of dark, all fits very well in this world. Very compelling mystery to want to solve. It was fun getting to the ending and suspenseful to see how it was going to end. Very enjoyable. Now, 3.5 hours we played it. That puts it at the shortest of all the Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes we've played. On the easier side, some of the puzzles trivial, right? Like some of the puzzles were, what's the lowest die, the highest die, the comp. So a couple puzzles like that were just trivial. But several puzzles that were very enjoyable, that required a little thinking out of the box. None of them really caused us to struggle for too long. And some fairly simple mathematical patterns, but then some that required some little out-of-the-box thinking, and a really nice one that required matching up the badge with this message. And a couple puzzles that, because we had a group here, we solved them. But if you were playing alone, I would have gotten stuck in one place that the group wouldn't, and vice versa. Very enjoyable, and I think nice variety of elements. But I would say this is what we're sort of learning about Deadbolt Mystery Society, and why I think it hits home for me. Like, it hits a sweet spot, these boxes tend to. And where I think I might differ from some players, I tend to like these difficult mystery detective narrative games. Like the cold case games, I want them to be hard. I want to really struggle to understand the case, and struggle and get stuck trying to figure out how certain evidence is relevant. But I think for these puzzle games, these escape room games like Deadbolt Mystery Society is, I think I want something different. I mean, the puzzles are not the things that are my most favorite thing to work on. And I do like being challenged sometimes, but there are other times when it overstays its welcome. And I think what we're learning from these Deadbolt Mystery Society games is that the narrative parts of them are very satisfying for me. This horror, sort of adult crime, serial killer horror narrative that's in these Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes is enough to be very compelling for me. And having these puzzles be enough of a challenge that you have to sit there and chew on it for a little bit, but not so hard that you spend a couple hours working on it, that feels right to me. And so I think we commented how this might have been on the easier side for the Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes. I think with so many of them stocked up, I think I like this level of difficulty where you can sort of, mainly just go through it at a steady pace. I wouldn't mind a little bit harder some places, but I'm okay with this difficulty level if the narrative remains at this high quality. Let's see what Jonathan says. Jonathan says, seems pretty great for a little game to introduce others to the series, especially since we still have another case in this box. Good for if a group did not want to commit to a full box, they can try out this mini case. Still had twists and turns, did a good job of showing the tone. Maybe went a little too far with the props. Might set some groups' expectations too high for props in other boxes. But that's more of a nitpick. Good puzzle variety. Yeah, it was certainly felt like overkill with these props. Like, it's a weird thing that they're selling this box for $20 as 2 cases with some expensive props that definitely did not need to include a full deck of cards, a ring in a box, dice. Those were not necessary. I mean, you have to have someone hand assemble this, put the note at the bottom, fold it up, put a ring. It just surprises me that they went to the expense of making this box. Maybe when it came out, it was actually quite expensive. Maybe they originally sold this for double the price, but it says on the front 2 cases for the price of 1. It's just hard for me to see. It's a short case, but with expensive props. It's a weird decision on their part. But maybe, as Jonathan said, it was an attempt to introduce new people to the series. I'm impressed. I continue to be impressed by Deadbolt Mystery Society. I'm curious to try the second episode of the box. It won't be tonight, but maybe soon. Very enjoyable. Again, for me, though, the big piece of this is the narrative. If the narrative was gone and it was just plain puzzles, it's not going to be fun. But the fact that you're sort of compelled through this to solve it, and the 2-act the staging of everything into 2 acts was quite enjoyable. Their little twist that there was someone else running the case. Very good. Like a very good little horror TV show with some mystery to solve. I had fun. Jonathan, thanks for joining me. Anyone else in the channel want to speak up about whether you liked it, what you thought, favorite parts, least favorite parts? I'm trying to think what my favorite puzzle was. I did like the puzzle that we had to sort of reverse decode based on his badge. That was sort of unintuitive, and that I did enjoy. I guess maybe my favorite part was how most of these games you've got like, here are the 5 suspects. And I liked the twist, the turning the tables here, where instead of having 5 suspects, we were sort of we got introduced to what was going on in a roundabout way. where this guy walks in with a bomb and he says 5 people are missing. It was just framed very differently than the traditional mystery cases where we try to find the true criminal from our suspects. Here, it was framed completely differently, and then it wasn't until Act 2 that we get each of the people involved giving their statement. John says, saw your post about the Neverwinter's Night game not really being for you. And Greg, anything else of note from your gaming weekend? Yeah, we played a bunch more Subterra. That's the one that we're going to record a review of possibly this weekend finally. That'll be a big, long review. We played Neverwinter Nights. We're going to do a short little review of that, talking about why it wasn't for us. We played a bunch of classic Pandemic Hinterlands, Pandemic in the Labs, bunch of different expansions for Pandemic. And what else did we play? We played our classic little games of Cahoots and something else, but we played something else. I'm trying to remember what it was, though. I can't remember. And then I came and recorded a bunch more videos. But we just had a good time playing some games and talking about the craziness of the YouTube channel stuff. And then I posted a bunch of photos on Facebook. I've been trying to update Facebook for what reason, I don't know. No one comments on it. No one reads it. It's been at 25 friends or someone for a year. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that Facebook. All right, so stay tuned in the channel in the coming days for some additional videos, a review of a deep dive look into Mugbook, a review of our Cryptic Killers, spoiler-free review of the 3 Cryptic Killers game. I posted that. And we'll see if we want to play something this weekend. Stop by the Board Game Geek Guild section for this channel if you want to help decide what to play. I'm kind of curious to open up that B Detective box and see what's in there. Jonathan, thanks for joining me. I had fun with this case. I'd like to see a return to the Ventriloquist. I don't know if they've done any... I don't think they've done a follow-up box for this person, but I wouldn't mind playing another game with this character. What would you call him? Not a classic villain, a sort of hero villain. What's the name? What's the name? Don't know. All right. I'll see you on the next stream.